Is that going to be a fight that will definitely happen in 2026?
I believe so.
It's Ashley Fiston from Notjustboxing. I'm here with Shane McGuigan. Shane, statement made. How do you think Adam looked in there?
I thought he looked brilliant. I thought it was a great performance. You know, Kurt was tougher than I expected. He got hurt in the second round and went into his shell a little bit, but Adam did everything he needed to. I mean, he boxed him at range. You know, he kept it quick. Kurt was dangerous early. He was dangerous throughout the fight, actually, trying to set things up. But then he mixed it in close with him, beat him up, you know, and took him out.
And I remember at the O'Hara Davies fight, you said, I believe after you were talking about doing a bit more on the inside and everything else. What was the plan in camp this time round for Kurt Scooby?
We're still looking to get Adam Azim the most complete, best fighter possible. So we're working on in close, we're working at middle distance, we're working at long range, and that's that. It's just it's a feel experience, you know. Like you have to go in there and feel it and know when to fight short. And, you know, I was looking at him after the fifth round and he sort of stepped to him just before, about 30, 40 seconds before the end of the fifth. And Kurt sort of froze on the inside. I says, you need to fight him on the inside. Because his fight that he lost, I know he didn't train for it. It's been well documented that he didn't literally have hardly a day's training for it. So I knew he'd be better prepared for that. He's a gym rat now. He's been in the gym all the time, waiting for a big opportunity. And he had no amateur experience, Kurt Scooby. So we knew he was going to be better than what he showed in that fight that he lost, but we saw enough in there that you know he doesn't like to get pushed back. And obviously you're looking at a taller fighter and you're thinking, why does he need to push him back? But you need to push him back to make the statements and get him out there, and he did that.
I was looking at the open workouts the other day. I couldn't believe Adam's hand speed, and not just that, how much more he's come on even in the last year, just what he was showing, and that was obviously him making weight and everything else. How much more do you think he's got to give? Obviously, he's close to the world level now. How much more do you think there is of Adam Azim?
I think it's now experience. You know, yes, we can work on things on the inside combination, maybe putting the extra couple of shots on the end of a combination, staying there a little bit longer. But, you know, he's one of these guys, he's not going to just be walking forward, marauding forward like a Maidana and throwing wild shots. Like, he's not that guy. He's a sharp shooter. But he can switch it up. He can do both. And I think the only thing that he lacks now is just age and experience. And I think he's going to have that in the next couple of years. And yes, I believe he'll win world titles, but also I think you'll see the best out of him. Maybe when he goes up to 147 and then onto 154. He's one of them fighters that, him being so young in the sport, he'll have the time to grow. And it's just going to be, you know, it's going to be how he deals with those big time occasions.
And his discipline out the ring and the way he carries himself and everything else. Obviously, you saw him face a bit of adversity over the press conference and the way he handled it very well. Outside of the ring, how impressed are you to see him just as a human being? Because obviously, boxing's sort of the easy part, right? And everything else out the ring, that's what can break a fighter.
Yeah, but he's never out of the gym. You know, he's always there. He's not. Next week he'll be saying, "Can I come back?" And that's what I love. You know, because that's. I don't. He's not driven by by what belts and like. I mean, yes, of course, he wants to achieve as much as possible, but he's driven by getting as good as he can get, and he knows that he wants to get better. He wants to improve all the time and be in the gym and stay active. And you know, it's been a frustrating time. He didn't box since I think February it was, and obviously the fight that fell through in June. So there's been a lot of training and. You know, maybe if he'd had one more in between, he might have got him out of there a couple of rounds earlier. But he showed everything he needs to show, and super impressed.
So when I asked Adam what's next, he said he's going to speak with the team and see what's going on. Obviously, Dalton Smith's fighting Sabril Matias in January. Is that going to be a fight that will definitely happen in 2026?
I believe so. Yeah.
And obviously in between then, you're going to be looking at another fight on BBC Two, hopefully main event. What type of options are you looking for? Because he's sort of at that stage now where he can't really go back.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see who's available. It's very hard for us to say right now. You know, I think a lot of people don't necessarily want to box him. The only ones that really do want to box him are guys that are former world champions and they're looking on the way out. You know, and sometimes that's not the best options because they get a bit negative, and just he wins rounds easy anyway. And if they're then going negative, then it's like, you know, what's the exercise here? You know, we need someone that comes to fight. We need someone that's young enough and hungry enough to be able to like give him sort of competitive rounds.
Well, Shane, thank you for your time. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you, mate.